right, so actor Anthony Rapp says when he was a 14-year-old, Kevin Spacey invited him to a party. And somehow his parents allowed him to go to this party. And he got there, and Rapp says he was the only kid there, so he got bored. And so he went into Kevin Spacey's bedroom and sat and watched TV until about midnight, when Spacey came in drunk, and they were alone. And Rapp suddenly realized, this 14-year-old boy realized they were alone. Spacey picked him up, carried him to the bed, got on top of him. Rapp got out, and Spacey said, "Are you sure you want to leave?" And Rapp left. And now he has brought this out because of all the stuff about Harvey Weinstein and all this stuff. And Spacey, in what I thought was a really dumb move, came out and said, I don't remember this, but if I did it, it was bad behavior, drunken behavior 30 years ago. This is 1986 he's talking about. But it brings me to the point where I have to be honest and live my life as a gay man. And so, of course, immediately on the left, it was like, oh, well, in that case, the big story is that Kevin Spacey's gay. Let me tell you something. Back in the 90s, I was at an award dinner for Michael Caine. And at my table was Kevin Spacey. And he showed up a little bit late after the ceremonies began. He says that he's been a lover of both men and women. I don't think so. Spacey, he was flamboyantly gay. I mean, there was no pretense. He was with two young, legal age, but young, strapping, kind of male model types hanging on his arm. They were hanging on his arm, and he was like, "Hello, everyone," that kind of, he was like Noel Coward or something like this. There could be no question that this guy coming up to the table was a gay man with his two lovers. Everybody there, nobody had any qualms about it. Nobody saw it was like Kevin Spacey. Everybody knew. I knew, and I'm not that big a Hollywood insider, but I knew Kevin Spacey was gay. So this he's just saying this to divert attention from this. However, I would like to point out, without in any way defending going after a 14-year-old boy, I'm not defending that in the least. He did a bad thing. He said he did a bad thing. It would be a shame if we went from attacking alleged monsters like Harvey Weinstein and the guy, I've forgotten the guy's name at NBC, the journalist, Mark Halpern, who, these are guys who do things, right? A woman does not want to be alone with Harvey Weinstein. A woman doesn't want to be alone. If these allegations are true, I'm not saying they are, but if they're true, a lot of women are saying they are. If a woman does not want to be alone with Mark Halpern, the question is this something that Kevin Spacey does, or is it something that he did? And so that's the information that I want, because if we go from nailing people who are bad actors to nailing people who have done bad things, everybody will be nailed, because everybody has done bad things, and it's whether it's sexual or something else. Everybody has something. That's why I always hate in these things where they say, oh, Mitt Romney tied his dog to the roof or whatever like that. Everybody has done stuff. Everybody. So if this is a question of him getting drunk, when I was 15, I lied about my age, and I joined a professional organization for writers. And I won't say which one it was, but I joined the Professional Organization for Writers, very good organization. I love it. It's a terrific organization. And I went to one of their cocktail parties. So I've lied. I'm 15. I look older, and I'm going there, and I have a drink. And a gay guy started hitting on me, and I said, pal, God love you, go in peace, but that's not my thing at all. And he would not leave me alone. And he kept following me around the room, and he just kept coming after. I was gorgeous, by the way. So I'm just throwing that in. He would not leave me alone. And finally I said to him, look, I lied about my age to get here. I'm 15 years old. And then he really got excited. And finally I said to him, look, I have been as polite as I possibly can be. It's gone on for like an hour. I've been as patient as can be. I'm going to drop you. I am going to knock you unconscious if you don't leave me alone. And then he went away. And he went away, and he started doing Barbara Streisand imitations for old ladies. That's what he did. And so, but if he had been a famous guy, and this was a professional organization, so he could have been a famous guy, I would not out him. You know, I mean, that was like something he did. He shouldn't have done it. I wasn't traumatized. I wasn't, you know, I never went back. I never went back until I was older, you know, and all this stuff. And I realized, kind of could process it. But people do dumb things. They do bad things. They do get drunk. It's not the right thing to do. Spacey did the wrong thing. If he does, if it now comes out that a 14-year-old boy can't be alone in a room with Kevin Spacey, then I say that's a problem. And then he's one of these guys, right? But if it's something he did, that's different than being something he does. So that is my mitigated, you know, I'm not going to dance on the grave of every guy who gets accused of doing something bad, because everybody, men and women both, have done bad things. I mean, you know, who would, what is it if we all got our just desserts, who would escape a whipping? Who would escape a whipping? You know, and it's like that's the thing. All right, so that is as nice as I'm going to be to Kevin Spacey, and I don't know the guy. You know, I met him, I said hello to them that one time. I have no idea.